engaging celebrity interviews, exciting updates from Christian filmmakers, movie reviews so you can choose your movies wisely, and so much more here on Faith on Film with Isaac Hernandez and Holly McClure.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to this episode of Faith on Film. I'm Isaac Hernandez here with my co-host, Holly McClure. Holly, I have a question for you.
Okay.
Did you know that we had German POWs here in America?
Well, I did know that we had German prisoner of war, like in the upper military hierarchy kind of thing that they brought over secretly, but they did bring over. But maybe you're talking about something different.
I am. I found out that in Algona, Iowa, they were using them as farm workers because a lot of our young people were overseas at the war during World War II. So they needed somebody to help with the crops, and they used some of those POWs. Now, I had no idea about this until I heard of the movie Silent Night in Algona, which is, of course, available on Encourage TV, one of our sponsors of the show. And it's exciting. We're going to have the director of the movie and one of the producers, who's also one of the actors in the movie. That would be the director is Anthony Hornus, and the producer is Shane Hagedorn. And I'll be talking to them a little bit on this show. And then, of course, you've got something exciting coming up after that.
I do. And we will talk about it after your interview.
Sounds good. Let's take a look at the trailer to Silent Night in Algona.
Dad?
Pray to me, kid.
Kommst du bald noch was zu Hause? Welcome to America.
I'm up to something, I know it. We all like you! Nazi prop sends your grandson to the bottom of the ocean?
Tom Barrett, you're coming darn close to crossing the line with me.
Oh, watch what happens the first time something happens to our families.
You actually decided on your own
Clara, please.
to bring the enemy?
That's enough! I'm hiring them German boys because we need the help.
I've been a Barry kid! I'm not a traitor!
Stand up,
Darling! Darling!
Welcome to Algona, Iowa, the corn capital of the world.
That it is.
Well, with me on today's show, we have Anthony Hornus, who's the director of Silent Night in Algona. I want to make sure to say that right. And Shane Hagedorn, who's one of the actors in it. Gentlemen, welcome to Faith on Film.
Hey, thank you, Isaac, for having us. Shane's also a producer.
Of course.
Thanks, Isaac.
Of course.
Much appreciated.
Yeah.
So listen, Tony, you, of course, are the director of this movie. Can you, we just saw the trailer, but can you give us a little bit more detail of what this movie is all about?
Well, number one, it's based on a true story. It is 1944 in rural America. It's in the north central section of Iowa, little town called Algona. And actually in 1943, I think the U.S. Army came in and built this huge camp, POW camp, and mostly housed Germans. I think they could hold up to like 3,000 at a time. And so they plucked this down in the middle of corn country and all this. Not everybody was happy about it because obviously this was the enemy, and their sons and, husbands and were being killed on the European front, as well as the Pacific. But this one pertains to the men who came through this camp. And the first perceptions of everyone is going to be, these guys they're Nazis, they're murderers, killers, ideologues. But that certainly there were, but they weeded those guys out quickly from the camps, because most of the German Wehrmacht were draftees, just like our guys were, the GIs. They were from all walks of life, farmers, bakers, bankers, whatever. And they didn't want to be there any more than our GIs did. So, and you have some conflict from people within the community, of course, who had lost, family members or friends to the war, and they were not happy about this to begin with. But I think the main story, the main gist of the story is that once things, evolved into 1944, it was during the Battle of the Bulge that this movie takes place. So it's like November, it's like Thanksgiving to Christmas Eve. And the way things, I don't want to give the whole story away, but the way things rolled out in this story is that a main core of the Germans actually became friends with a lot of the farmers and townsfolk that they worked for. They went out on work days. They had to help them get the crops in, because all the young men were off at war. And so that kind of evolved, but these Germans took on this project.
Well, Shane, you are not only a producer, of course, but you had a part in this movie. Now, I saw the movie, and you were kind of not a very nice guy. And I've seen you in other movies, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I think you've played several not very nice guys. Are you not a very
nice guy? Sometimes you can get pigeonholed and stuff. I tend to maybe bully people at the craft table when there's good cheese and snacks there, but no, it is fun to play a bad guy. I mean, I'm gentle as a lamb, but yeah, it is fun to slip into that skin sometimes, and also play a character that went through World War I, right, wasn't a fan of these guys, wasn't really on board with having to babysit them. He's seen the atrocities that some of these guys were capable of, so he was pretty leery, and he wasn't going to give them an inch. And then through the course of the story, he learns some stuff about him, and he also learns some stuff about himself. So hopefully you see that that come around full circle.
Okay.
And absolutely did.
Yeah.
And I was just going to say, and Shane, like every other actor, we had a short shooting window, a month, not even a month, but it's amazing how actors, true professional actors will come in prepared, and they have to be, because you do 12-hour days, you might be doing 8-10 pages a day. And all of the main Germans, I think there were 8 of them, they were all German speakers. They were all actors. Most of them were out of LA. There were a couple others who were, one was from New Mexico and one was from North Carolina, I think it was. But they were so prepared, and they were so thrilled to be, main characters in this ensemble, telling a story of humanity about the Germans. My son was in the military and retired. He still lives in Germany, and the German people just we don't know if we can get this into distribution in Germany, because they don't really like to talk about it to this day. They still teach it, but, swastikas are outlawed and all of this, they have their problems, but, just the whole story, there are points where you will cry during this film, Yeah. These guys were just trying to get home to their families, just like our GIs were trying to get home to their families,
Yeah. Now, Shane, when you saw that this was, of course, a period piece, did you kind of get nervous? Because I know those are a lot harder to do than if you did something current, because you've got to come up with the right vehicles and the right thing and the right.
Shane,
What is James through with this?
Well,
tell
I think that's something that we really do, that we do very well.
tell them
Having,
tell them a story about Carl Lind.
yeah.
You tell
Well,
that.
I think that the challenges of doing period pieces, and we have a pretty good library of period pieces. They are hard to do. I think rising up to those challenges are something that our team is really well capable of, and it's just sourcing, finding people who are interested in preserving history, because there are those people in those towns, and we were able to find one in Iowa, Carl Lynn. We were looking for, 1940s military vehicles, Jeeps, towns, cars, trucks, and all this stuff. And there is basically a museum out there of these kind of vehicles. This one wonderful, warm gentleman, I think in his 80s, and just he loved it. I mean, being able to partner, we call it partnerships when we partner with the community who have resources that we need, and we're able to give them an experience on a film set with a hardworking crew that are made. These are handmade films with people that really love rolling up their sleeves, put in work, and telling a good story. So we partner with each other and have a great experience. Hopefully 99.9% of the time, everybody loves that experience, and the end result is a beautiful film that we can all cherish for years to come. So yeah, some of these vehicles that we have in these films, and we go all the way back to, Wild Faith, another popular film of ours that was in the 1800s, and getting locations and all these things is very tough, but it works out, man. God shows up all the time and makes this happen, and we're able to tell some really wonderful stories and have a great time doing it.
Yeah, just really quickly on Carl Lind and all these vehicles, I was stressing tremendously about that. And we thought, myself and DJ, the writer and an actor, of course, DJ Perry, we were stressing like, man, we're going to have to rent some vehicles out of Chicago area, and get them up here and everything. And then
it's the cardboard.
I don't know where it came from, but somebody said, well, I think Carl Lind, over in this town, I can't even remember, this town about 45 minutes, an hour away, he's got a couple vehicles. So I called him and asked him if we could come out. Oh, yeah, sure. Older gentleman, just a great, great guy. And he was in the Army, actually. So Shane and I, at the end of a 12-hour shooting day, we're going, oh, man, did we want to really go an hour to look at a Jeep or something like that? But we did. And that was divine intervention. I mean, God was with us, because this man had a huge heated pole barn with concrete, and he had dozens of Jeeps of troop carrier truck, and we couldn't even believe it.
It's basically a museum.
Yeah. And Shane was just great with him. I mean, Shane's the one who really sold him. These two strangers coming in, can we, rent your vehicle? But he got involved himself, and he's actually in the movie. I don't think you can see his face, but he's actually driving a transport truck. But it was, this guy gave his heart and soul to this movie. That's how things work, man. When you get out there and meet people and talk to people, that is how it works.
I believe in the scripture it says, seek ye first the kingdom of God. In other words, whatever you do is it for kingdom building. And then it says, and all these things will be added unto you. Now,
right.
I don't know what he intended, but I believe it meant anything you need to do what your kingdom project is all about. And ours is included in that list. Right. Shane, what's next for you? You got anything coming up?
Yeah. We have the sequel to Wild Faith coming out. It's called Wild Faith Christmas. We just shot that last year in November in Northern Michigan, and it happens after the original installment of Wild Faith. Some of the beloved characters come back in this, and it's amazing. I mean, I've been working on it this whole time right up to its eventual theatrical release November 1st. So that's the target date that we're shooting for. And it's just a beautiful, warm story. And like I said, you get to revisit some of these characters, some of the themes of, helping those people that can't help themselves, and true friendship and binding, and just, relying on God to make things happen. And I'm just really proud of it. And I got to direct this one, as also star in it. So the original one, I just played the lead character, but this one I really, did the work and edited the thing. And so really happy with it. And everybody did an amazing job. And I'm so tickled. I cannot wait for everybody to see this film. And the trailer's out.
And it does have a baseline of a true story. You know, the orphan trains out of New York that came into the Midwest, where they tried to place these orphans, you know, with families. And you have, in jargon of the day, you had like 2 Negro children in there, and you had an Indian child, you know, in there.
Native American, yeah.
We call them, you know, we call them, you know, African Americans today, or we call them Native Americans today. But back then, you know, the prejudice ran pretty high. And I think that's a great backstory to this, you know, to the story as well. It's a wonderful piece, you know.
What about you, Tony? You got something else already coming up, or is this your next?
Well, yeah, we do. Harson's Island is out now, and Shane, of course, actor and producer on it as well. And Harson's Island Revenge is loosely based on a true story. It's about the Purple Gang in Detroit during Prohibition. So that's out in theaters now, and I think October 6th is the streaming date, something like that.
Okay,
I think. But when I get back from Germany, in fact, we're already starting to work on a film that is called The Secret of the Kingdom Chip. And I don't want to give too much of it away, but it's kind of a hybrid. It's a hybrid genre. It's a spiritual / sci-fi. We don't know what else to call it because it involves AI, quantum computing, and quantum mechanics. And it involves, you know, the Catholic Church, Christians, basically, and it involves naysayers and non-believers, and it involves believers in Jesus Christ, the Son of God and Savior of the world. But it's meshed together. It's a great script, and DJ wrote it again, of course. It's great. He and I did our usual, director, screenwriter go through line by line by line, and we did it in one session, 6 hours.
All right.
And
so no rest for you guys.
No, this thing is, you know, I don't want to just get too overboard on it, but this has cutting edge potential in storytelling, because who doesn't know about AI? I mean, people don't know the intricacies yet of AI. What are the limits of AI? We don't know. That's going to evolve every day.
I'm an AI avatar. I just programmed it for this.
Awesome. Well, Silent Night in Algona, which is now available on Encourage TV. Everybody go out there, and if you don't have Encourage TV, sign up for it and get on there and check out this movie. It's a really
watch it free with ads, right?
That's right. Absolutely. Yep. Well, folks, hey guys, thanks a lot for taking time to just come on here and share with us today. All right. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks so much, Isaac. Really appreciate it. I hope folks can go out and enjoy this film and our other films as well. You know?
Absolutely. Thank you. We'll be right back.
What do you have to gain?
Pretty much everything.
I have loved you every day, every hour, every minute, every second ever since.
We don't always get what we want, but we always get what we need. We're connected. All of us.
Welcome back, everybody. Holly, what is it that you have for us now?
Well, you had a great interview.
Thank you.
And I also had a great interview. We're going to talk with the director, Pierre Perifel, who did, I love his French name, who directed Bad Guys 2. And the reason I didn't want to see the beginning, Bad Guys 2, have you think, well, why are you doing an animated thing on Bad Guys? It's rated PG, folks. We're going to let you watch the trailer, and we'll tell you why after.
When it came to being bad, we were pretty good. Who am I kidding? We were the best. Showtime. Oh, baby! It's the bad guys! Watch this. I am never driving another car ever again! Things sure have changed. Not everyone believes it, but the bad guys went good.
I'm keeping my eye on you, guy.
What was that? I panicked, okay? I'm a panicker.
It hasn't been easy with a reputation like ours.
Now you want to work at a bank.
Why not? Some of my best memories are at banks.
You robbed us 3 times.
That was this bank?
The name's Katie. We're students of your work.
Big crime nerds.
So you're like the bad girls.
And you're like a mango with teeth.
What? Is that what I look like?
Oh, she is spicy. I like it. Insult me next.
So you're a tough guy.
You need a job, and I need some extra hands. Professionals.
Maybe you don't keep up with the news, but we're good now.
I'm not exactly asking.
So are we bad again?
We just got to do this one last job. All right, Mr. Master of Disguise, do your thing.
I promise to play you respectfully.
Where's my flowers? Prego, cappuccino.
You're a grumpy little snaky wakey.
Is she your hostage?
No, she's my girlfriend.
Why is she in his mouth?
You look like, or it looks like you had fun making this movie. Did you have fun doing this the second time around?
Of course. No, it's been a blast. It's been a blast all along. It's been like literally the last 4 years of my life have been like pretty, no, 4 years, like 8 years now at this point of my life have been like incredible. But like the luck and the chance to be able to make a sequel and play with these super cool toys, you know, in that sandbox is awesome, obviously. Great. Out of blast.
And this time around, the bad guys who are trying to be good are kind of being bad again. But it's an extensive story. And now there's some bad girls involved, right?
Yeah.
Enlarged your cast.
Yeah, I mean, like, again, the idea was like just to really put dark bad guys in a situation of like, they're trying to reinsert society. They're ex-cons, they're ex-bad guys, they're ex-thieves. Mr. Wolf thinks it's going to be easy to just, because now he's paid his dues, and then it's just about reinserting society. Well, we all know that it's not that simple. And I think he just learns it the hard way and tries to, get by and get a job, and it doesn't work out, and so... And then gets pulled out of retirement by this trio of crazy, scary, cool ladies, and they are literally just, showing him, hey, that was fun when you were used to do. Don't you want to come back to that life? And I think that's where the conflict really lies. The heart of the film is really that hesitation in Mr. Wolf. Did I make the right choice? Is it okay to doubt your choices?
And is that okay to be bad? Because for parents bringing the kids to see this, there's got to be some redemptive things in the story, right?
Yeah, of course. And not only do they redeem themselves, but they manage to actually pretty much save quite a bit of the world, and then just definitely become like cement their their choices and cement their good guys new label.
With Sam Rockwell and Aquafina, and I mean, I can't even name them all. There's such a great cast. Was there a lot of ad-libbing or hilarious moments that you kept in the film?
Of course, totally. So we did as much as we could. We tried to record them together. So I'm not saying all together. And we did a couple of table reads, but it was mostly like recording like a group of 2 or 3 actors together when they had scenes to share that they were sharing, so that you can get that spontaneity, that you can get them so into their role in the scene. And so when they do that, they tend and so we do a bunch of takes with just a script, and then I'm asking them, can you improvise? And they would do, because they're such good improvisers, they would do some really cool stuff, and we would keep that. Sometimes it would actually affect the scene and change the dialogue. There's a whole joke about tunas. That's pure ad-lib. We never scripted that.
Oh, I love that scene. That's funny. Okay, is there a favorite scene or two that people can look forward to seeing that you thought was fun, or you liked the action, or you thought was funny that they can look for?
There's one of my favorite scenes that I don't think we've shown any of it in any of the sneak peeks or trailers or whatnot, is a scene where our bad guys are forced to choose between their freedom and a certain character at stake, and they are tied up, to a magnet. And that scene to me is a really cool scene that I'm looking forward for people to see it.
That was a cool scene. And I mean, from the beginning to the end, including, I love that you put a quick clip at the very post credits. I thought that was so cool that you did that. So everybody stay for the post credits because there was that funny little thing at the end. But I mean, there's a lot of adventure. There's a lot of places that they went. It's dynamic from beginning to end, isn't it?
It's a complete globetrotting adventure. It's massive in scope and in scale, and it has so many set pieces and so many locations. And that was the idea, by the way. The idea was to really open up the world, just make a big scale film. It's just big action movie, and it never stops. It keeps going up and all the way up to space, and just like you're just on the edge of your seat by the end. Love it.
Well, and I mean, dare you say there might be Bad Guys 3 or a follow-up in a different scenario? I mean, we'd be looking forward in the next, 4 years? Like you said, you have to work on it for years and years. You'll be an older person by then, but might we see that?
Probably. Definitely be an older person. Look, I mean, we're leaving the ending of this one quite open for a sequel to it. We're waiting to see how this one does, in theaters, but for sure there's a massive desire for us to do a third one. Yeah.
Well, congratulations. I loved it. I cannot highly recommend this enough. It's a wonderful film, and thank you so much for doing it.
Thank you, Holly. Thank you so much.
Well, it's Pierre Perifel, who's the director. He is so much fun to talk to you about this, and he's done several movies in his past that have, been big films, including Bad Guys. Listen, folks, you're going to love it. I love Sam Rockwell. I just love him. And Awkwafina is in this for voice, and there's so many other voices. And it's from a children's book, so it's based on the book series of Bad Guys. So you might want to look at the books for your kids. I suggest this more for 7, 8, 9-year-olds and up, only because even though it's PG, it's I think a lot of action and too much for like a 4 or 5-year-old. They're not gonna, I just think it's a lot. And also it kind of has Bugs Bunny humor. So adults will laugh. So I was laughing at some of the stuff I'm sure kids don't understand or get, but it's that funny way. I said to him, did they let them ad lib? And he said, oh yeah. And they ad lib. So it's funny, the lines that are in there. It's actually a really funny movie. Great in the ending, good, redemptive themes or redemptive topics and subjects about being good and why you want to be and living a redeemed lifestyle. So don't worry. It's not training your kids to be bad. It has some good outcome, but I think kids will enjoy lots of action, like he said. And honestly, I love the animation. Some animation I'm not a fan of these days, but this was. So anyway, good all the way around. Loved it. And I think for kids, like you said, older kids to preteens, they're going to love this.
Fantastic. Well, Holly, that's it for today's show. Another great show for everybody today.
Thank you so much. God bless everyone.
Bye-bye now.
Write to us at faithonfilmtv@gmail.com. That's faithonfilmtv@gmail.com. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at faithonfilmtv. Also, go to our YouTube channel, Faith on Film TV, and hit the subscribe button and the bell for notifications on our latest Faith on Film shows.